with the latest news now.
So there will be public safety out throughout the evening. They do allow for the music festival people to start lining up at 7 a.m.
Happening now, college basketball's biggest weekend is almost here, and North Texas fans have a team to watch. As the Final Four takes over San Antonio, we've got what you need to know next.
Someone who was only on this earth for 23 years made such an impact.
And Selena's legacy lives on as fans gather to honor the Queen of Tejano. From the music to the memories, why this year's festival means more than ever.
You point the finger and I'll blame me.
Also, a mission that went from days to months in a spacecraft that couldn't bring them home. Why one NASA astronaut says he takes responsibility and what he wants people to remember about their journey.
Our rather active weather pattern continues well on into the weekend with unseasonably cool temperatures. I'm Hannah Watson and I have your Storm Team forecast coming up.
And later in the show, a viral sweet treat has everyone talking. But wait until you hear the price. What makes it worth the hype? We'll have the answer coming up.
Now, this is the news feed.
Right now, we're taking a live look outside Northeast Campus. You'll notice the drizzle really light right now, but that's only going to pick up as we move into those heavier storms we can expect really throughout the rest of this weekend. I know there are several thunderstorm watches out for most counties out in Tarrant, or most cities, out in Tarrant County. Thank you for watching the news feed at noon. I'm Lauren Harper.
And I'm Nathan Vasquez. San Antonio is preparing for the men's Final Four tournament this weekend.
And North Texas fans have a team to watch. The University of Houston, the Aladome, and the surrounding downtown area are expected to be packed with fans. Events kick off this afternoon ahead of the two semifinal games tomorrow. On Tuesday, city officials spoke about security and safety measures they have in place. RJ Marquez has more on the biggest weekend in college hoops.
Earlier today, the San Antonio Local Organizing Committee spoke about everything that fans and spectators should know before you make plans to head downtown. Now, obviously, the weather is going to be a big part in this, and earlier today, we learned that these concerts and outdoor events will go on, rain or shine. Now, we also learned that umbrellas will be allowed both inside the Alamo Dome and all the outdoor events, but of course, they will be checked along with those clear bags. That clear bag policy is in place for every single event related to the Final Four. Now, Elena Wells with SALOC tells us that people are expected to start attending these music events very early in the morning.
So there will be public safety out throughout the evening. They do allow for the music festival people to start lining up at 7 a.m. Each day, so you can do that. That will be kind of around the base of the tower is where that entrance is.
Another major topic today, of course, was security for an event of this size. Now, SAPD Police Chief William McManus told us that they will have extra security on hand 24 hours a day, but said that they have been working locally with other law enforcement officials for more than a year to prepare for this event.
We had a tabletop not even a month ago. There were nearly 200 folks who were attending that tabletop, and I said earlier it was at the convention. Actually, it was at the Alamo Dome, and there were nearly 200 folks in attendance to that participating, most of them law enforcement officers.
So more than 100,000 visitors expected to be in the Alamo City for the Final Four, and that's on top of just the local residents that are also going to be engaging and celebrating in all the activities here. City Manager Eric Walsh spoke about some of the construction concerns and walkways that people need to know about.
Yeah, we've done some pedestrian improvements to make sure that it facilitates the movement of folks, and if you drive by there, it looks a lot different, and I don't anticipate having any issues in those areas.
And here's a look at the Final Four matchups. Florida and Auburn tip things off Saturday at 5:09, followed by Duke facing Houston at 7:49. Both games airing on CBS. The winners face off for the national championship Monday night at 7:50. Tarrant County College Chancellor Elva LeBlanc is getting her recognition for her impact on education and the community. On Tuesday, she received the Great Woman of Texas 2025 Legacy Award. LeBlanc has led TCC since 2022, boosting enrollment and expanding programs like early college, high school, and workforce training. She says the honor belongs to the entire TCC family, adding, "Together we're building a bridge from education to employment." Now she joins a list of Fort Worth trailblazers, making her mark on the region and beyond. TCC students can ride public transportation for free thanks to the Easy Ride program. Just swipe your student ID on Trinity Metro buses, TexRail, or on-demand rides. No ticket needed. The program covers students taking at least 3 credit hours, but doesn't include dual credit or early high school. Buses run every 15 to 30 minutes, and on-demand rides arrive in about 12 to 15 minutes. For more info, including routes and paratransit services, visit TCC's website.
Live explosive devices found near Garland Park. Now police and the FBI are investigating. A homeless person discovered suspicious items near an open suitcase in a wooded area by Wine Park on Sunday. Officers confirmed some were homemade explosives, including pipe bombs. Bomb tech safely disabled them, and investigators are now reviewing security footage to find out who left them behind. Garland Crime Stoppers are offering a $5,000 reward for tips leading to an arrest. Anyone with information, call Garland Police or Crime Stoppers at 972-272-TIPS.
The president's immigration policy sparked a weekend protest in downtown Dallas, sending a message to the White House. Thousands marched Sunday calling for immigration reform. The event, organized by LULAC, drew 15,000 people, including community members and political leaders. Congressman Al Green joined the march, speaking out for immigrants' rights. Organizers emphasized the need for a path to citizenship for law-abiding immigrants pursuing the American dream.
For 30 years, Selena's legacy has lived on, and last weekend, fans in Dallas came together to celebrate her music, her impact, and her memory. From special guests to Tejano vibes, the 214 Selena Festival was all about honoring the Queen of Tejano in a big way. Don White has a story.
The sounds of Tejano music and the sights of fans decked out in traditional Selena clothing filled Four Corners Brewing Company in Dallas's Oak Cliff neighborhood for the 214 Selena Festival.
I was about 3 or 4 years old when she passed away.
Savani Quintanilla has fond memories of Selena not just as a singer, but as an incredible person because she was his aunt.
Me and my sister, she loved us a lot, and she treated us like we were her own kids.
He traveled all the way from San Antonio to be a part of the 10th annual celebration for the woman with a big smile and huge heart.
You could shop at several dozen indoor and outdoor vendors here, including one for your four-legged friends. You could get something for Ole here. There are some traditional Mexican dresses and shirts for your four-legged friends.
The event comes just days after Yolanda Saldivar, who murdered the singer, was denied parole.
I'm glad that they didn't let her out, you know, like, I don't wish any ill upon her or no anything like that.
An explosion rocked a small Texas community, sending multiple people to the hospital and forcing evacuations. That story leads our Texas news this afternoon. Moore County officials say a grain elevator blew apart, causing significant damage. Officials say the Skyland grain elevator exploded last Friday, injuring at least 5 people. Residents nearby were forced to evacuate for hours while crews worked to secure the area. The blast left the building badly damaged, and by Friday evening, power and gas were still shut off.
Also at this time, we have at least 5 individuals that have been injured that we know of. All 5 of those individuals are currently being transported to local area hospitals. I believe some of them have already arrived.
Investigators are working to determine what caused the explosion.
An 11-year-old in South Central Texas is on a mission to honor veterans. Nicholas Pinkerton from Spring Branch learned that most veterans are buried in community cemeteries, but these sites don't always get the same care as national cemeteries. So he took action with help from his dad. Together, they've cleared 8 cemeteries, placed bronze medallions on veterans' graves, and marked their branches of service.
They risked their life to protect our country, and we can't just leave their graves all messed up. The family, they might not even have a family, and the family might move away, they might pass away. So, you know, that's how this stuff happens.
They even started a nonprofit, the Warriors Remembrance Foundation, to bring attention to these grave sites. Pinkerton says every veteran deserves to be remembered. Black Restaurant Week is back in Houston, celebrating its 10th year of highlighting Black-owned eateries. One of those is Park Place at the Boardwalk, where Chief R.C. Simmons says the event makes a huge impact.
We have an in-surge. Last year, we had a 300% surge in customers. This year, we're expecting the same.
Organizers say the goal is to give these small businesses the visibility they deserve. Black Restaurant Week runs through April 13th. Austin's Guadalupe Street is now home to a first-of-its-kind sports pub dedicated exclusively to women's sports. The 1972 Women's Sports Pub aims to boost viewership and gives fans a place to watch the action. No men's games, just women making history. And the time couldn't be better. The Texas Longhorns just punched their ticket to the Sweet 16 after their big win over Illinois. Fans say it's a long overdue move for women's athletics.
It's about time that women have a stage in which they can really highlight themselves.
The sports bar's name, 1972, honors the year Title IX was passed, opening doors for women in sports. Now, more than 50 years later, Austin is helping take the next step, one game at a time.
Once expected to be just an 8-day mission, stretched out to nearly 10 months. Now, for the first time since returning to Earth, 2 NASA astronauts are speaking out about their experience. Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore touched down on March 18th after 286 days in space. So what did they learn from their extended stay? Cameron Wilcox has that story.
Back indeed after spending 286 days on the International Space Station. The astronauts Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore were originally slated to be away from home for an 8-day mission, but had their timeline extended more than 9 months. They worked and performed science experiments while waiting for retrieval from Russian cosmonaut Alexander Gorbanov and fellow NASA astronaut Nick Hague.
They were productive, pushing the station mission forward.
Despite widespread fears for the astronauts' safety, Williams says she was always optimistic. The Boeing Starliner they rode up to space in was deemed unfit to return due to helium leaks and propulsion issues. The pair were able to hitch a ride back home aboard a SpaceX Dragon capsule. President Donald Trump and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk have accused the Biden administration of abandoning the astronauts, but Wilmore weighed in at Monday's news conference.
But I'll start and point the finger and I'll blame me. There were some issues, of course, that happened that prevented us from returning on Starliner. And I'll start with me. There were questions that I, as the commander of the spacecraft, that I should have asked.
Wilmore says he does not want words like stranded, abandoned, or stuck to be the words that describe their journey. The astronauts would like the human spaceflight program to be defined as prepared and committed.
Resilience and being able to take a turn that was unexpected and make the best of it.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
Despite the challenges, both Williams and Wilmore say they still have confidence in the Boeing Starliner, calling it very capable. And given the opportunity, Wilmore says he would absolutely fly it again. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Cameron Wilcox. Now back to you.
Thank you, Cameron. Coming up on the news feed, with economic uncertainty rising, we've got the financial tips you need to navigate your bank account and keep it working for you.
And gardening is growing and getting more popular, but all that lifting and digging can take a toll. We've got tips to keep you pain-free while you plant.
Who is Tarrant County College? We are ambitious and full of potential. We bridge education and employment. The beating heart of healthcare, the drivers of industry, the very fabric of Tarrant County. We partner with employers so graduates step into waiting careers. We're changing the game, trailblazing a path forward, uplifting North Texas. We are TCC. Bold steps, better futures.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine.
Welcome back. Love gardening? You're not alone. It's a hobby that's blooming in popularity. Experts say it's great for your body and mind, but all that digging can be tough on your back. In today's Health Minute, Milo Marvintano shares tips to keep you planting without the pain.
It's time to get outside. Your backyard is blooming with possibility. And experts say gardening is good for you.
Being outdoors really helps you fight osteoporosis because it helps build vitamin D in your system. And gardening is exercise.
But Deborah Bensil with the Cleveland Clinic Center for Spine Health says, if you're not careful, the hobby can also wreak havoc on your back and body. especially if you are more sedentary in the winter months.
It's hard work, and just like any exercise, you have to prepare yourselves.
Before you head out to the garden, Benzel says to warm up and stretch. Then, take it slow. Start off in smaller intervals, and don't try to do everything at once. Gradually increase time in the yard, which she says will build up your stamina. And focus on your form. Don't bend over, because that can strain your neck and back.
You want to kneel, you want to sit on a chair, you want to use some kind of stool so that you're not bending over.
Finally, use good tools. Benzel says that can help enhance your ability to effectively garden and help avoid unneeded strain on the body. Afterwards, make sure you stretch.
To loosen up your back, to loosen up your shoulders, and help that recovery process begin to rebuild your body so that you can head out into the garden the next day.
For Health Minute, I'm Milo Maraventano.
Money matters, and right now a lot of Americans are feeling uneasy about it. Inflation worries are growing, hiring is slowing down, and economic uncertainty is making consumers more pessimistic. Monica Coppola with what you need to know about the road ahead.
As America's economy faces growing uncertainty, are your bank accounts doing all they can for you?
It's important to shop around periodically. I don't think enough people are doing that. Only about 1 in 4 have switched accounts in the last 5 years.
According to Bankrate, Americans surveyed have held onto the same checking account for an average of 19 years and the same savings account for an average of 17. Convenience is a reason many give for staying.
There actually is such a thing as too much loyalty because this account may not suit you anymore.
So how to approach your accounts? Bankrate's Ted Rossman says you're checking because that's usually your daily transaction account for your paycheck and bills. Bigger brick-and-mortar banks, such as Chase, Bank of America, Citi, Wells Fargo, are often great because of little to no fees, easy ATM and branch access, and quality customer service. But for your savings, shop around, in particular among smaller institutions, credit unions, community, and online banks, such as Briar Direct, Rising Bank, and others, where you'll often find better rates for high-yield savings accounts.
Checking accounts usually yield next to nothing. Savings accounts, on the other hand, some of the good ones are upwards of 4%.
Over time, that adds up.
Think of it this way, for every $10,000 you save, it's about $450 a year in interest if you're getting about 4.5%.
And if you're looking for a high-yield savings account, Rossman says do your homework and make sure the bank is FDIC or NCUA insured. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Monica Coppola. Now back to you.
2 people face the heat after a bear statue goes missing, and baseball fans hope to break a curse by moving it. Coming up in today's Take a Look at This.
But first, Hannah Watson joins us live in the Storm Team Forecast Center.
The storm team is tracking scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of them may be severe. Potential hail and damaging winds heading our way later tonight. I'm coming back with your full forecast after the break.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills. Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
All right, I'm in the house.
Okay, what do you see?
Nothing yet. Hold on, I think I just heard something. I'm heading upstairs.
Okay, I am almost there.
I'm in the bedroom.
Okay.
Oh shit, it's not here.
What?
The gun's not here.
What do you mean? Where is it?
Cameron, are you in there? Open the door. Cam, come on, Cameron.
why is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick, below the surface. Our reason why is united, undivided, seeking understanding. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Find your why for a better us.
From the NewsFeed's Forecast Center, this is your Storm Team Forecast.
Welcome back to the NewsFeed. Clouds, thunderstorms, and more rain are heading our way. Currently, over downtown, it's 74 with lots of humidity. Our radars show a line over storms over the area. The bulk of the rain is in Denton County. Storms across the U.S. as well, and they're all heading east. Over the weekend, we're going to see lots of rain and clouds with a high of 68 on Saturday and a low of 54. And then on Sunday, you can expect a high of 60 and a low of 43. Getting into your 5-day forecast, you can expect a high of 65 on Monday and a low of 46, a high of 71 on Tuesday and a low of 50, a high of 74 on Wednesday and a low of 54, and a high of 79 on Thursday and a low of 55. And to close out the week, you can expect a high of 80 on Friday with a low of 56.
All right, thank you, Hannah. I know we're all excited for that rain. A rocket rail, or fail really, in Norway is actually a success.
Jim Rowbottom has those stories in today's Take a Look at This.
In what looks like an epic fail, a German startup company's orbital rocket crashed after takeoff. The flight was launched from a spaceport in Norway. It marked the first time a rocket capable of reaching orbit was launched from continental Europe, excluding Russia. The rocket, called Spectrum, was airborne for only about 30 seconds. It then dramatically turns and nosedives into the Norwegian Sea, going down in a blaze of glory. The company says despite the crash, the mission was not a failure, but a clear success. They say the liftoff allowed them to gather a lot of flight data and experience to apply to future missions. Spectrum is designed to launch satellites into orbit. Also on the space front, the Hubble telescope spotted a chance alignment. This spiral galaxy far, far away is classified as a flocculent spiral. That's a word you don't hear every day, flocculent. It means its spiral arms are patchy and indistinct. The bright light near the center of this galaxy is actually in a different galaxy, ours. NASA says the chance alignment makes it look like the star is at the heart of this galaxy, but it's not. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jim Rowbottom.
Coming up in sports, a new bat is making waves in MLB, and it's already helping teams score big. But could it change the game?
And a big move in the NFL as a veteran quarterback heads to the Big Apple. What does this mean for his new team?
Imagine a disease that affects more than 10 million Americans, yet few know its name. I'm talking about lymphedema, LE. Many people, like my mom, get it as a result of cancer treatment and afterwards face a lifetime of swelling and pain. The cruel irony is many times its severity can be lessened only if you learn about it and act in advance. If you're at risk, ask your doctor about lymphedema. Take this as your chance to learn and live.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. High blood pressure silently affects millions of Americans. Staying on top of your blood pressure is as simple as these 4 easy steps. Self-monitoring is power. Visit manageyourbp.org to learn more.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3.
You saved me.
Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
From the NewsFeed Sports Desk, this is the Sports Report.
All right, baseball is officially back. Opening day is in the books, and teams are already stacking up wins. The Dodgers, fresh off 2 victories in Japan, hosted the Tigers in one of 3 night games. Meanwhile, most teams hit the field under the afternoon sun, kicking off a season full of big swings and even bigger expectations. Play ball. And speaking of swings, check out the new Torpedo bat, MLB approved, and it's designed to give hitters an edge. The Yankees are loving it, scoring 32 runs in 2 games. Other teams like the Cubs and Twins are giving it a try too. Could this bat change the game? Stay tuned. Baseball kicked off its season, and now the NFL is making headlines too. The New York Giants just gave dangerous quarterback Russell Wilson heading to the Big Apple on a 1-year deal worth up to $21 million with incentives. The 36-year-old veteran won a Super Bowl with Seattle and spent last season with Pittsburgh, going 6-5. Now he's looking to bring some magic to the Meadowsland and maybe help the Giants turn things around.
Basketball could be expanding in Europe. The NBA and FIBA are discussing a new European league, partnering with soccer clubs to grow the game. No timeline yet, but NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says the foundation is there. This move could be huge for the sport globally. And finally in sports, Candace Parker's legacy with the LA Sparks will live on. Her number 3 jersey is heading to the rafters. The Sparks will retire her jersey on June 29th at halftime against the Chicago Sky. Expect a video tribute and big-name guests as they honor a true WNBA legend. A sweet treat that's taken the internet by storm, and it comes with a price tag that you might not expect. You want to hear about this delicacy next.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Never expected I would be a single parent, but it just turned out to happen that way. I don't have nobody and my kids need me. That's why I work from home. I don't like leaving their side. Yeah, when I first moved here, I had nothing. Then I found this church. If you're hungry, if they got it, they'll feed you. At least now I know I gotta, help if I need it. I love my kids times infinity. There ain't a thing I wouldn't do for them.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering purpose and belonging well-earned. Fighting and winning for our nation and its people. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment is visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis. Always faithful. Always Marine.
Who is Tarrant County College? We are ambitious and full of potential. We bridge education and employment. The beating heart of healthcare, the drivers of industry, the very fabric of Tarrant County. We partner with employers so graduates step into waiting careers. We're changing the game, trailblazing a path forward, uplifting North Texas. We are TCC. Bold steps, better futures.
This sweet treat is going viral, the Dubai Bar. It's a pistachio-filled dessert that'll set you back a pretty penny.
A Wisconsin shop sells a half-pound bar for $27, or you can grab 2 mini bars for $8. The high price comes from the rare pistachio butter and the demand. Plus, it takes days to make. Want to try it? Be ready to pay. And personally, that's actually an interesting sweet treat. I don't know, have you personally tried one of those?
I have, and I'm not a big fan, but you should still try it. It's an experience. Thank you guys for watching the news feed at noon. We'll see you guys at the same time next week. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Oh.